What is up, ladies and gents? Champions League is finally back. It honestly felt like waiting for food that says 5 minutes away for 45 minutes. But guess what? We're now in game week 7, only 2 games left before chaos starts. We're gonna find out soon who's going home, who qualifies straight away, and who gets to the playoffs. And here you can see our game week 6 predictions results. As you can see, we hit 7 high odds tips plus 11 correct predictions in total. Bayern over 2.5 goals, 1.82. Spurs to win, Spurs over 1.5 goals, combined was under 5.5 goals, 1.80. PSV Atletico both teams to score, Atletico double chance, 2.05, juicy one. Next one, Union Saint Marseille, we have a typo there. The tip is both teams to score combined was over 2.5 goals with odds of 1.80. We hit that one, plus we predicted the correct winner, Marseille to win, 2.40. Karabakh Ajax, Karabakh to score over 1.5 goals, 2.0. Leverkusen Newcastle, Leverkusen to score over 1.5 goals, 2.20. Club Brugge Arsenal to win combined was under 4.5 goals, 1.72. Benfica Napoli, correct winner. We predicted Benfica gonna defeat Napoli after back-to-back losses. We predicted it correct, 2.80, super juicy one. Monaco Galatasaray, we predicted Monaco to win, correct winner, 1.95. We also predicted the correct winner of Juventus to win and Barcelona to win. So 11 correct predictions and 7 correct tips. Beautiful week. That is a solid meal, but not Michelin star level yet. And you already know me, I'm not here to be almost good. So let's try again, upgrade the recipe and dive straight into game week 7 and try to get even more tips. Let's go. First match of game week 7, Kairat will be hosting Club Brugge, 36 against the 30th. Let's start with Kairat. The interesting fact is they won their domestic league in Kazakhstan back in October, which sounds nice, but the problem is they don't really have any games to play anymore. So no active calendar, no weekly games, just Champions League. That's like going to the gym once a month and expecting 6-pack results. And they also lost their last home game to Olympiacos 0-1, so the form is not exactly cooking right now. And when it comes to Club Brugge, they're second in their domestic league, but when it comes to the Champions League, things aren't been tasty either. They lost their last 2 Champions League games with the same scoreline, 3-0, first away at Sporting, and then at home against Arsenal. Same score, same pain, copy-paste regret. So honestly, there's not much overthink here. One team is cold, the other one is struggling, but still has better ingredients. My score prediction for this match is 0-2 for Club Brugge, and my tip is Club Brugge to win, combined with over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals in the game, odds 1.80, and this would be my first green box tip. On to the next one, Bodø will be hosting Manchester City, 30 seconds against the 4th. Let's start with the home team. Bodø finished second in their domestic league back in November, so we'll see them again next season in the Champions League. And when it comes to this competition, they did something really impressive last time out. They traveled to Germany and drew against Borussia Dortmund 2-2. That's not an easy place to go and survive, and that was really impressive. Let's talk Manchester City now. Well, last time out, I personally traveled to Spain and watched them beat Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu. But you know me, I'm a Barca fan, but I do not disrespect Real Madrid at any case. I mean, I can laugh at Barca, I can laugh at Real Madrid memes when we drop memes, but that's about it. But back to the game that took place at Santiago Bernabeu, that meal tasted extra good to me. No disrespect to Madrid fans. And seeing Madrid losing at Santiago Bernabeu, that was actually my first visit to Santiago Bernabeu. I usually don't go watch Real Madrid, but my brother is a Real Madrid supporter, so I just went there with him. If you wanted to watch the video, it's actually in my channel. You can see I recorded the entire trip, not just the games. So you're gonna see my hotel rooms, where I stayed, my flights, and all that stuff if you're interested. Despite Manchester City beating Real Madrid last time out in the Champions League, they're slacking super bad in the Premier League. Let's talk about Haaland's form first. It's not great. It's actually pretty bad. Worst player ratings in their last 3 or 4 games. And the same story happened at Old Trafford. Manchester City lost 2-0. The worst player on the pitch, Erling Haaland, 5.9. That's like ordering steak and getting plain tofu. Now the interesting fact is Bodø haven't won at home yet. 1 draw, 2 losses. And City away from home, 2 wins and 1 draw. So yeah, I still trust the better kitchen here, but I won't be surprised if Bodø gets something out of this game because City's form is really bad right now. But my score prediction for this match is 1-2 for Manchester City. And my tip is both teams to score combined was over 2.5 goals, odds 1.75. On to the next one. Real Madrid will be hosting Monaco, 7th against the 19th. Now, where do I even start? Real Madrid faced Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey semi-finals and beat them 2-1, and then they had to face the final boss Barcelona and lost 3-2. Hansi Flick really said one coach is not enough and got 2 Madrid's coaches sacked back to back. And the bad run didn't stop there for Madrid. They faced Albacete in Copa del Rey and got knocked out by the 2nd division 17th place fighting the relegation zone. They just got knocked out there. Same scoreline as Barcelona, 3-2. That one burned. But the good news for Madrid fans, they bounced back after that 2-0 win over Levante in La Liga. So at least the kitchen is not on fire anymore. And yeah, I'm gonna mention it again. In their last Champions League outing, they lost at Santiago Bernabeu to Manchester City 2-1. And let's talk about Monaco. In their last outing, they defeated Galatasaray at home with the minimal scoreline 1-0. And the only goal came from Balogun. Simple, clean, 1 bite, 1 goal. Now here's the fun fact. The last time these two teams faced each other was 22 years ago, back in 2004. And guess what? It was in the knockout stages where Madrid won at home 4-2, then traveled to France and lost 3-1. And you're curious about the outcome, what happened, who got kicked out? Madrid got kicked out because back then there was a away goal rule, and since Monaco scored 2 at Santiago Bernabeu, they kicked out Real Madrid out of the competition. So the question is, will Madrid finally serve revenge, or is this recipe cursed? But my score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Real Madrid, and my tip is Real Madrid to win combined with Real Madrid to score over 1.5 goals combined with total goals under 5.5, odds 1.75, and this would be my green box tip. On to the next one. One of the interesting games of the game week 7, Inter will be hosting Arsenal, 6th against the 1st. This game is actually very interesting. 2 very defensive teams. Inter are unbeaten in their last 5, while Arsenal are on a 10-game unbeaten run. So yeah, both fridges are locked. And what makes it even better is that both teams are leading their domestic leagues. Inter are the best team in Italy currently, and Arsenal are the best team in England. This feels less like a football match and more like a food contest between 2 top chefs. And I'm honestly looking forward to this game, and I really hope we're gonna see more than 1 goal in the game. But the interesting fact here is these two actually played last year in January, and Inter actually won at San Siro 1-0. And another interesting fact is Inter already lost at home to another English team, Liverpool, this season, 0-1. So the question is, can Arsenal do it too? Only time will tell us. But my score prediction for this match is 1-2 for Arsenal, and my tip is Arsenal double chance combined with over 1.5 goals, odds 1.92. But I also have a feeling this game may end 0-0. So definitely not a green box tip. On to the next one. Villarreal will be hosting Ajax, 35th against the 34th. I don't know what's wrong with Villarreal in the Champions League. In La Liga, they're cooking, sitting 3rd right behind Barcelona and Real Madrid. They were beating anyone coming their way, and the only stop sign was their last time away game at Real Betis, which they lost 2-0. But still they hold on to their 3rd position in La Liga. But in the Champions League, completely different story. They even lost to Copenhagen 2-3 at home last time out. Unbelievable, they couldn't even get a draw. Ajax from the other side had a horrible start, loss after loss, coach sacked back in November. But ever since assistant coach Fred Grimm became the main coach, Ajax started turning things around. So yeah, this one is a really tough one to call. Villarreal are super bad in the Champions League, and Ajax are finally doing better. I backed Villarreal last time out against Copenhagen at home, and they lost to them 2-3. So I don't know if I want to back them again, but I still will, and I know they can disappoint badly. My score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Villarreal, and my green box tip is Villarreal double chance combined with both teams to score odds of 1.85. They have to deliver at least one first ever win in the group stage to their fans, even if they're not going to make it to the playoffs, and I think this would be the opportunity. On to the next one. Tottenham will be hosting Dortmund, 11th against the 10th. Spurs are not having a great time in the Premier League. They're sitting in the 14th place, like unbelievable. Meanwhile, Dortmund are exactly where they usually belong, 2nd place in Bundesliga right after Bayern Munich. Now Spurs in their last Champions League game defeated SLAVIA Prague 3-0. Big win, no drama. And Dortmund actually drew against Bodø at home, 2-2. Not terrible, but not amazing either. Now Tottenham fans, do you want to hear the interesting fact here? The last 4 times these two teams faced each other, all 4 games were won by one of these teams. Do you know who? Tottenham. Yes, Tottenham won all 4 games against Borussia Dortmund in their last 4. And the most recent one coming back in 2019, round of 16, Spurs won at home 3-0 and then traveled to Germany, defeated Dortmund there as well 1-0 and showed them the exit door. So yeah, the history says Spurs, but the current form says chaos. My score prediction for this match is 2-2 draw, and my green box tip is Dortmund to score over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals by Dortmund, odds 2.30. On to the next one, another game I'm looking forward to. Sporting will be hosting PSG, 14th against the 2nd. Sporting at home are a different beast. They won all 3 home games against the clubs like Club Brugge and Marseille. And they're also doing pretty good in their domestic league, sitting in the 2nd place right behind Porto. And when it comes to PSG, they must win this one if they don't want to be pushed out of the top 8. And in their last outing, they shockingly drew against Athletic Bilbao 0-0. PSG against Athletic 0-0. Unbelievable. And in their last outing over the weekends, they faced Lille and defeated them 3-0. Much better dish. As for history, these two teams faced each other a long time ago, back in 2010. That's what, 16 years ago, where PSG actually won 3-2. Long time ago, different kitchens. So I think this is going to be a tough game, a loud stadium, you know how Sporting fans are, and pressure on PSG. But I just can't see PSG losing. But I'm not saying they will not. My score prediction is 2-2 draw, and my tip is PSG double chance combined with both teams to score, odds 1.95. On to the next one. Olympiacos will be hosting Leverkusen, 29th against the 20th. Let's start with Olympiacos. In their last outing, they traveled to Kazakhstan and defeated Kairat 1-0. And their hopes for the playoffs are still alive. They still have a chance. And to accomplish that, they need to win this game and then travel to Ajax and try to survive there. No pressure. Leverkusen, on the other hand, drew against Newcastle at home last time out, 2-2. They must win this game and then beat Villarreal in their next to make it into the top 8. So the door is still open, but it's squeaking. Looking at their form, I'm not fully convinced. The last time out in their domestic league, they lost to Hoffenheim 1-0 and currently sitting in the 6th place. That's not exactly hot oil. And Olympiacos at home so far, 1-1 against PSV, and that crazy game 3-4 loss to Real Madrid. Absolute blockbuster, popcorn football it was. But Leverkusen away from home were pretty solid, 2-2 against Copenhagen and 1-0 win against Benfica and 2-0 win over Manchester City. That's a strong travel menu, to be honest. So my score prediction for this match is 1-2 for Leverkusen, and my tip is Leverkusen double chance combined with Leverkusen to score over 1.5 goals, odds 1.70. On to the next one. Copenhagen will be hosting Napoli, 24th against the 23rd. Copenhagen have to win this one if they want to keep that tiny hope to make it to the playoffs alive, because their next away game is against Barcelona in Spain, and yeah, that's not a walk in the park. That's more like a mountain hike with no water. But here's the interesting fact though, Napoli are in the same exact situation here. They also have 7 points just like Copenhagen, And this is also a must win for them because their next game, despite being at home, it's against Chelsea. And that's not an easy 3 points either. So both teams are hungry, both need points, and nobody wants to order a small meal here. This one is honestly very, very hard to predict. But I'm gonna go 2-3 for Napoli. And my tip is both teams to score at 1.75. On to the next one. Galatasaray will be hosting Atletico Madrid 18s against the 8. Galatasaray last time out visited France and lost to Monaco 1-0. Atletico meanwhile visited PSV and impressively defeated them 3-2. But Galatasaray at home, they are a mixed menu. They beat Liverpool 1-0, then Bodø 3-1, and then shockingly lost to Union Saint 0-1. Atletico's away form also spicy. First they lost to Liverpool 3-2 and then 4-2 to Arsenal, but then they bounced back with that away win against PSV 3-2. Now the fun fact here is these two teams actually faced each other 11 years ago in the group stage. And guess what? Both games ended 2-0 for Atletico Madrid. And get this, all 4 goals were scored by Antoine Griezmann. That's like one chef cooking the entire meal alone. So maybe Galatasaray cooking revenge this time if they still remember that. My score prediction for this match is 1-1 draw, and my tip is both teams to score combined was under 5.5 goals at 1.75, and this is gonna be my green box tip. On to the next one. Karabakh will be hosting Eintracht Frankfurt 22nd against the 31st. Karabakh surprisingly lost at home to Ajax last time out 2-4. But this one is a must win if they want to keep their playoff dreams alive, because next up is Liverpool at Anfield. That's a scary kitchen to step into, even if Liverpool's form are horrible currently. Eintracht Frankfurt also lost their last game to Barcelona 2-1. Same story here, win this one and then beat Spurs at home and your dreams are still alive to make it to the playoffs. So both teams are hungry, both teams are stressed. But the fun history fact here is the last time these two teams met was back in 2013 and Eintracht won both legs back then, 2-0 away and then 2-1 at home. Cold dish for Karabakh back then. So the question is, can Karabakh finally serve some revenge this time? I think they're capable, they're pretty much capable. My score prediction in this game is 2-1 for Karabakh. And my tip is Karabakh to score over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals by Karabakh at juicy 2.15, and this would be my green box tip. On to the next one. Chelsea will be hosting Paphos 13th against the 26th. Chelsea lost their last Champions League game in Italy against Atalanta 2-1, but they're coming into this one with full confidence after beating Brentford 2-0 at home. That's a tasty appetizer for morale. So now, if the Blues win this game with a couple of goal differences, they still have a good shot at the top 8. And so far at home, 3 games, 3 wins, beating Benfica, Ajax, and Barcelona. That is a full course meal of victories. But when it comes to Paphos, you cannot underestimate them. They beat Villarreal 1-0 and then drew against Monaco 2-2. Not bad for underdogs. Spicy little bites. But when it comes to my prediction, Chelsea still may be just too strong for them. Big kitchen, big chef. My score prediction for this match is 3-0 for Chelsea, and my tip is Chelsea to win combined was under 4.5 goals at 1.74. On to the next one. Atalanta will be hosting Athletic Bilbao 5th against the 28th. Atalanta are on fire in the Champions League with 4 wins, 1 draw and only 1 loss. They have beaten the likes of Chelsea, Marseille and Eintracht. That's a full course feast of victories, to be honest. Athletic Bilbao, on the other hand, are struggling badly. They have lost 4 of their last 5 in La Liga. They did have a surprise draw against PSG in their last Champions League outing, but that's more like a snack than a meal. But right now, I think Atalanta are just too strong for Athletic Bilbao, to be honest, especially considering Athletic's current form. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Atalanta, And my tip is Atalanta double chance, combined with over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals in the game, combined with under 5.5 goals, meaning 5 or less goals in total, odds 1.75, and this is my another green box tip. On to the next one. Juventus will be hosting Benfica, 17th against the 25th. Juventus defeated Pafos 2-0 last time out in the Champions League and are doing pretty well in Serie A with 4 wins and 1 loss in their last 5. Benfica, meanwhile, defeated Napoli 2-0 last time out, and I did predict that. They were underdogs, but they're still fighting for that playoff spot and must get something here to keep their dreams alive. And I'm pretty sure they cannot take this game lightly because their last game is against Real Madrid. And even if Real Madrid are shaky right now, that's a tough kitchen to handle, to be honest. And here's the spicy history. The last time these two met was last year in the group stage, where Benfica actually won 2-0 in Italy. And even crazier stat is, the last 6 times these two faced each other, Benfica won 4 of them, drew 1, and Juventus won only 1. So history is on Benfica's side, but Juve might want some revenge for last year's loss. My score prediction for this game is 1-0 for Juventus. I'm sorry, Benfica fans. And my tip is Juventus to win with the odds of 1.90. Looks pretty good. On to the next one. SLAVIA Praha will be hosting Barcelona, 33rd against the 15th. SLAVIA Prague visited Spurs last time out and lost 3-0. Tough trip, tough result. And Barcelona had to face Eintracht Frankfurt at the Camp Nou, and things were very spicy there. They lost the first half 1-0, they made a remontada in the second half and won the game 2-1. I think they realized I was in the stands and didn't want to disappoint me. Overall, Barcelona are unstoppable right now, 11 wins in a row, beat Real Madrid in the Supercopa and already won their first title of the season. They're not chasing a treble yet, but they're already leading La Liga and fixing mistakes from last season against Inter. And Slavia Prague better brace themselves because this kitchen is fully loaded. Fun fact, Barcelona actually faced Slavia Prague back in 2019 and won that game 2-1. And of course Leo Messi scored in that game. Classic. My score prediction for this game is 0-3 for Barcelona. And my tip is Barcelona to win, combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.75, and this will be my green box tip. On to the next one. Marseille will be hosting Liverpool, 16th against the 9th. Both teams have 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 Champions League games. Marseille beat Union Saint 3-2 away last time out, and Liverpool won 1-0 at Inter. Big confidence points there. But the Reds in their last Premier League game disappointed their fans badly, drawing against 19th placed Burnley 1-1. And Marseille on the other hand demolished Angers 5-2 in League 1 and coming to this game with full confidence. And the fun history fact here is the last time these two faced each other was back in 2008, that's like 18 years ago, and Liverpool won both of the games, 2-1 at home, 1-0 away, and guess what? All 3 goals were scored by club legend Steven Gerrard. Legendary stuff. And if you honestly ask my opinion, this one is really tough to call because Liverpool sometimes disappoint against weaker teams, then show up in the Champions League and deliver just like they did against Inter. But my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Marseille. And my tip is Marseille double chance, odds 1.85. I'm gonna say this is my green box tip. On to the next one. Newcastle will be hosting PSV, 12th against the 21st. Newcastle drew 2-2 with Leverkusen last time out in the Champions League, but at home though, they've been solid. 3-0 against Benfica and 2-0 against Athletic Bilbao. Full plates, full points. PSV on the other hand are killing in their domestic league. 5 wins in their last 5, 16 points clear of Feyenoord. That's a big kitchen advantage. And their away form is really impressive. 1-1 against Leverkusen, 1-1 against Olympiacos, and a 4-1 win at Liverpool. Can they get another win against another English team in this one? That's the question. But guess what? PSV must win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Next up is Bayern Munich at home, which will be tough. And same situation for Newcastle. They need at least a draw in this one because their next game is away at PSG coming up. Tough ones for both. So my score prediction for this match is 2-2 draw, and my tip is both teams to score combined was Newcastle double chance, odds 1.80, and this would be my green box tip. And the last game of game week 7 is Bayern Munich will be hosting Union Saint. Bayern Munich defeated Sporting 3-1 at home last time out in the Champions League, and in Bundesliga last time out they destroyed Red Bull Leipzig 5-1 despite conceding first. So the confidence is overflowing for this one. And in fact, Bayern Munich have 9 wins and 1 draw in their last 10 in all competitions. That's full buffet of victories. Union Saint last time out in the Champions League lost at home to Marseille 3-2. What a goal fest that was. They still have a shot at the playoffs, but it's most likely will be decided in their last game against Atalanta, because we already know how tough it is to play against Bayern Munich, especially away. So my score prediction for this match is 4-1 for Bayern Munich, and my tip is Bayern to win combined with over 3.5 goals, odds 1.75. And that is all, guys. That was our game week 7 predictions, and I cannot wait for these games and then game week 8 and to see who's making it to the playoffs, who's getting qualified automatically. But what you can do is show some love, support the channel, stay active, leave your comments and predictions in the comment section. Do not forget to hype. I see a lot of people saying we're hyping it, but then I see there's barely anyone is hyping the video. So it's easy to hype and support the channel if you want me to bring other leagues and bring even better quality videos. So you love the content, just support the channel. Stay positive, stay active. See you until next time.